Welcome back everybody. So this is gonna be a quick update video for you guys on stock market, and before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now if you want to get my daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and you want to support the channel, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. So what we got going on Friday, we got Dow Jones going down 0.70%, we got Nasdaq going down whopping 2.24%, S&P going down 1.32%, and Russell going down 1.49%. And here's 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500 on top, leading the way utilities, financial, real estate, and then we have energy. Now, lagging behind and really taking a beating, technology, healthcare, communication services, consumer cyclical, industrials, consumer defensive, basic materials. And what we got here on stock market map, and you can look at right here, we got Meta down 4%, Eli Lilly down 5%, Google down almost 2%, Amazon going down over 4%, Apple down 1.41%, we got Nvidia going down 3.26%, and Microsoft also taking a beating down 2.79%, and Tesla, despite the sell-off, this thing is up 3%. So let's talk about dollar, and especially what I said in my video before, that dollar rising here and we got no effect on S&P 500. And you can see now, yes, dollar is still holding up really well, holding over 106.50, and this thing is looking extremely bullish. And finally, we're seeing S&P 500 pulling back. Now, yes, we got a pullback on Friday, and just because we got that pullback, I mean, it's not big. Let's just be honest, because we don't have any big pullbacks. We go back down to that gap from election, that would be like about 4%. So that would be something you can call, some sort of a pullback, a weekly higher low. But right now, yes, it's down to previous all-time highs, 586 on SPY ETF, but nothing big. So keep that in mind right here. Dollar rising and not seeing a significant pullback. We got this pullback right here on Thursday's session, but then look at this, guys. Again, Friday, this thing went back up and holding over this critical level 106.50. So that's going to be a key level to watch right here on dollar. So also quickly want to look at GDX gold right here. And if you look at my screen, we're pulling back into this key level right here that actually acted as a support before. And so far, I mean, it's holding right here. So I would say, 35 right here on GDX, that's going to be your line in the sand. If you're looking to buy the dip, as long as this support holds right here on GDX, that could be a nice opportunity to play this back up to the upside, at least up to these gaps. You can see, a bunch of gaps here on top. So that would be a fantastic opportunity if you're looking to play gold right here to the upside. Now, I want to also quickly remind you guys that we do have earnings from Nvidia this week on Wednesday, and that's going to be a market moving event unless they're planning something where this thing is going to be flat and market is not going to do anything. But, I'm expecting a big move here in the market, and especially here in the stock. And so far, I mean, for last maybe 1.5 years, this thing just beating earnings and just going straight up. So, I don't know how well this is gonna play out this time. Maybe, something else where, things are not lining up and this thing might be pulling back really hard. So that is something I'm watching, but, I'm not gonna bet against Nvidia and get, puts or calls before earnings. I don't like to play earnings. So that is something to watch, guys. Put it on your radar. We do have earnings coming out from Nvidia, and that's gonna be market moving event Wednesday night after closing. On SPY ETF, it's down 1.28%. So if you look at my screen, previous all-time highs, and now that is acting as a support 586, and pretty much, bulls trying to hold on to this support into closing on Friday and just fighting back and forth and just closing pretty much right on that support. So this is gonna be your line in the sand going into tomorrow's session right here in this week. Above 586, yes, things are looking bullish for possibly a move up to this gap, 592.65, and the expected move for this week to the upside, 595. Now to the downside, if this thing gaps down tomorrow or the day after and we take out 586, then watch out, we might be filling this gap right here at 576, and that is also actually 575. That is the expected move to the downside. which is in line with this gap and the 50-day moving average. So we can see that definitely under 586. So, S&P 500 or SPY ETF here is really clear. As long as you can hold over 586, it's bullish, and we might see that move up to this gap 592.65 up to even 595. Under that level, this gap comes into play, and you're going to play it to the downside right here at 576. On triple Q, it was down even more, down 2.38%. And if you look at my screen, massive gap down from almost 508. And we did not actually hold this previous all-time high, 502, 503. And now looks like we're actually almost there to close this gap, just near 493. And it's not even holding this 20-day moving average, which is sitting near 500. So there will be resistance at 500, 503. And over that, you're going to see a move up to this gap close to 508. Now, we don't get that bounce this week and this thing continues to the downside, then watch out. This is going to be your key support line to watch. This gap right here, 493, and then down here at 489, or I would say 490, 50-day moving average. Underneath that level, you're going to see a quick flush, possibly down here to 485 to 478 on triple Q. On Dow Jones, it's down 0.67%, so nothing big. And this one definitely holding 433 as a support. Previous all-time highs holding just like S&P 500. We got a gap on top at 437, so that's going to be a resistance to watch. If we make some sort of an attempt back up to the upside to fill this gap, that's going to act as a resistance right here. And over that level, you can see 437.10, this gap. And then we also have, I would say, 439 5-day moving average. That's going to actually play as a resistance here on Dow Jones to the upside. Over that level, you're going to see a push up to 445. Until then, the trend is down, but it's holding previous all-time high as a support 433. Underneath that level, we have this massive gap, and there will be more significant downside, especially down to 429.23 20-day moving average. And underneath that level, you're going to see a flush down to 423 to 422.62 to close this gap all the way down here on Dow Jones. On IWM, it's down 1.49%. So this one paid a lot of money this week because right when this thing jumped up, right here, guys, right here, it was 239, I think, 239, 238. That's where I got my puts, 230 puts on that right after that election, and I was holding. It was a little bit underwater. We got up to 242, nothing big, and now took profit on Friday. Massive, massive dump off, exactly down to my target. And we talked about it before, 227. And what happened? 227.81 low for the day. It was holding. Now we still have that gap from election, 224.29. So underneath this level right here, 227, you're going to see, and you can see there is a confluence here from this 20-day moving average, which is sitting just under 227, 226.72. So this is going to be a strong support to watch going into Monday's session right here. Underneath that level, definitely it's due for this gap fill down here, 224.29. And then we also have support just below that right here at 221.93, rising 50-day moving average. Now, we get that pullback, gap fill reversal. Yes, you can take calls right here as long as support can hold, then play this back up to the upside, possibly going back up to this high right here, 242, and maybe even going up to a brand new all-time high. So watch out. IWM definitely on the move. We just have to see if this is not going to be a fake out like it did before, and possibly we can play this from this gap fill reversal area back up to the upside. On VIX is up almost 13%, so VIX is rising, and you can see it was almost up to 18 bucks. Now don't forget, yes, it's actually at 16, but we got a gap here on VIX near $20. So yes, this thing can spike, market can come down a little bit more, and if that happens, VIX will likely to close this gap on top and then dump, and you will see the market filling that gap just after election, where we actually gapped up in a big way. We can see that gap fill reversal from the market itself coming down this week. So VIX, everything is clear right here on VIX. There will be support, strong support at 15 bucks. It's trading over that 5-day moving average. And if this thing can actually get over 18, then watch out for this gap fill right here at 20. And I think if this thing gets up to 20 and does not break over 20, then we might see that rejection from 20. where you will see market filling that gap and then going right back up to the upside. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys.